This is your man Miles with Real Estate 360. Jason Miles is the name. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing great. I hope the week has been fantastic and phenomenal and all that great stuff. We have had a really, really good week. We just today finished technically the first week of the 30-day challenge. So I am very excited to announce that. People have been doing very well. A lot of questions have been asked. I appreciate that. And we're actually going to go over some of those questions in this particular Sunday school training, right? So if you have questions, as always, I want to make sure that you are commenting. Send your questions in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want to know. If you've got a scenario you need to run down, please, by all means, do that. But the focus today is going to be on the 30-day challenge and, you know, where people are with that. Again, we started on the 1st. Today is the 6th, so we just did 6 days. The first week is, you know, almost up. Technically, it'll be tomorrow, but we got a really, really good start. We've got people that are extremely active. We've got people that are making calls. We've got people that are setting appointments already. So that is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to get into that in just a couple of minutes. But I just want to say what's up to my man Mike. I want to say what's up to my man Cody. He's out there doing his thing. I can't wait to make something happen with you. My man Xavier out there in Arizona. Let's link up this week. Let's put something together. By the way, Xavier is a marketing genius. You'll hear me talk all the time about how we as real estate investors are really just marketers. We're marketing ourselves and what we want to offer to people. So let me stop rambling. Get yourself something to write with. Make sure you get your questions ready. We're going to talk about how to talk to people, because that has been by far the largest question. Not how do I get leads, but what do I say when they come through? So get yourself something to write with, open up your notes app, whatever it is you need to do, because we're going to be getting started in like 15 seconds. All right. We are back. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time watching all that good stuff there. So the biggest question by far this week has been, what do I say when I'm talking to people? I don't know what to say. And I tell people all the time that there's a ton of scripts out there, but I've even written them. I've written a bunch of them. I've used other people's, there's no uniform script for any of this. You have to really understand who you're talking to, okay? And I want to be as clear as I can about this. You want to tailor the conversation, your script, if you will, to the people that you're talking to. So what does that mean? Miles, I don't understand. What does that mean? Okay, you could talk to somebody that's 23 and you could talk to somebody that's 73 and have the same conversation if they have the same set of issues. So, as I always say, we're problem solvers. As real estate investors, as entrepreneurs, we're just problem solvers. That's what we do. We look for problems and we do our best to create solutions to those problems. If we find a problem big enough, we've created a career for ourselves, probably riches and fortunes and all that. But it's problems that we're going after, and it's problems that we want to be the person they come to for the solution. So we have to really be good at that. But that's a whole nother conversation. Right now, it's communicating to the people with problems. So one of my absolute favorite lists, if you will, to go after are tired landlords. I love tired landlords. But would you agree with me that the conversation I'm going to have with a tired landlord, somebody who's been renting this property out for, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that conversation is going to be different if I want to buy that house than it would if I was talking to someone who was going through foreclosure, for instance, right? That's a completely different conversation. So you have one person that's being forced into potentially having to sell, but something is going to have to happen. They're going to have to come up with money, or they're going to have to sell it, or they're going to go into foreclosure. Those are the only three things that are going to happen in that foreclosure situation. Now, when you're talking to tired landlords, it's how's the rental business going for you? Do your properties need repairs? Are you ready to sell any of them? Are you sick and tired? Are you ready to cash out? What's going on? Do you want long-term renters? Would you consider a longer-term corporate lease? Right? Those are money. I mean, those are money. Corporate leases. A lot of landlords, they don't know, so they don't want to do, a 2-year, a 3-year, a 5-year corporate lease, at least with a company. They much prefer to do a 3-year lease or a 1-year lease with an individual, right? I think it's absolutely crazy, but, to each his own. It just depends on what their strategy is. So when I'm talking to them, if they don't want to sell, we do something very similar to a commercial lease with them, and we take over the property. Maybe the property is in a place where we're really good at short-term rentals. Maybe the property is in a place where we think we can come in and clean it up a little bit and create a homeowner. Whatever the scenario, and you need special contracts for that, but that's, again, another story. You're going to have a different conversation with those two groups of people, period. And you need to be aware of that. A uniform lease isn't going to, script isn't going to help you out. And as an investor who gets those calls, and speaking for a bunch of other people who get those calls, man, they are sick and tired of hearing the same questions over and over and over and over again. That's why they get so excited when they get a call from me. When they get a call from me, it's just like the skies have opened up. Yes, they have. Because I'm having a regular conversation with them. I'm not saying, is your house a 3-2? Is it really 1,348 square feet? Does it need any repairs? I literally hate that, especially when I write the description for them, right? But that's a whole nother thing. But when I'm calling people, and when my team is calling people, we're instructing them to know what they're saying, to know who they're talking to. What list are you calling today? And what are you going to say to those people? Because it is not the same. It is not. And the minute that you understand that, the easier this business is going to be for you. That's what I believe. I know that there are a lot of people out there that say, just say this, just say that, and that's fine. That's fine. But you're going to get a ton of rejection, which you're going to get anyway. I mean, most of this, we hear no way more frequently than we hear yes. All right? We live for the yeses, and you'll hear salespeople say it all the time. They hear a no, I'm just one no closer to yes. I get it, because that's what we do. That's what we do. We're salespeople. We're selling ourselves. We're putting ourselves out there to get a deal, to get a series of deals, a number of deals. And in order to do that, we have to make people know us. They have to like us. They have to trust us if they're going to do business with us, especially when we're talking about people that are emotionally tied to their property. So you need to get good at this. And how do you get good at it? You get good at it by picking one or two lists that you're going to call. Today you call one, tomorrow you call another. You set your follow-ups. You know what list the follow-ups are coming after. You know what you spoke to the person about. So when you follow back up with them tomorrow, next week, next month even, you know where you left that conversation off. But what do you say? So I tasked my team a couple of months ago to come up with some scenarios, because I had written one, and in all honesty, the one that I had written piggybacked what Ron LeGrand had done years ago. If they say yes, then this. If they say no, then this. And I expounded on that, but I ultimately wound up creating this big pyramid that no one was going to be able to follow, period. You're just not. So my team and I created something else. I had all these questions written down, things that are going to be important for one thing or another. And again, this is just a place for you to get started. So I shared this in the 30-day challenge. If you're interested in taking the 30-day challenge, the 30-day challenge is free. We're 6 days into it as of this recording, but once you sign up for it, the previous 6 days are there. All of the videos are anywhere, well, there's a couple of them that are 45 to 60 minutes long, but everything else is, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I don't want to keep you. I want to give you things to do so you can go be active today. So I'm not trying to sit there and give you a 2-hour sermon on what you need to do. That's not what that's for. This is to quick start you. So you're also inside that, that you get success in your first 30 days. If you have not signed up for this, you have to sign up for it. You're going to get success in your first 30 days. And then I am live every day for 30 days going over subject matter, for 20 to 30 minutes and giving you action steps to do, things to do, where to find your list for free, paid stuff, free stuff, all of that. Because look, if you got a lot of time, you ain't got a lot of money, generally speaking, right? I mean, unless you're independently wealthy and, you made your money and now you're just living off the interest, which that's a very small percentage of people. But if you got a ton of time on your hands, you don't have enough money. You need to get busy hustling. If you got a bunch of money and no time, reach out to me. We can have an absolute conversation about how you can get involved in real estate, because that's where you need to be. I'm not going to get on that. But where are we today? What do you say? So we put this thing together. Let me share it with you. If you take the 30-day challenge, you're going to get this. It's available to you for free. There's some flyers in there. There are this script layout. There's a ton of stuff in there, especially with success in your first 30 days, where you're going to get your downloads. You're going to have all that great stuff. It's there for you. And as I go through the 30 days, I make other things available for you as well. So what do you say? How does it work? So here's where we go. Let me get over here and boom. All right. So here's what we have. Here's what we've put together. Here's a buyer script for you, right? Now, this is really cool. Let me move some of these things. You can't see them, but they're in my way. Got a bunch of stuff on my screen here. Okay. All right. So if you don't know what you're doing and you're still trying to figure everything out, and in terms of who you're going to talk to, what you're going to say, what list you're going to pull, are you going to be door knocking? Are you handing out flyers? Whatever it is you're deciding, this is going to help you kind of get there a little faster. Okay. So it's a basic script. Okay. And again, you're going to modify this. And if you're taking a 30-day challenge or you're in one of, our mentorship program, this is something we talk about all the time. What you're going to say and who you're going to say it to. Okay. So here's where we start. These are just things that you can do. Hi, owner. My name is Miles. I have a quick question about your property at 123 Main Street. Are you the owner? So we always ask that because when you're skip tracing, you might get a partner, you might get a wife, a husband, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a son, a daughter, an old roommate. You never know who you're going to get. So you want to ask, right? And then they say, no, I used to live there, but I moved out. The owner's name is so-and-so. And they'll give you the information if you caught them at the right time on the right day, and you ask if they're the owner. They give you the information. You go from there. You say, and here's another one. Hey, hi, this is Miles. I was hoping to speak to the owner of 123 Main Street. Would that be you? Do you own the property? Things like that. And then if yes, you go on to these things, right? If no, then you go on to some other things. If yes, you go to the qualifying questions. And with this, you just hit it. It's going to open up this here and it's going to take you to the page for your qualifying questions. Awesome. Are you currently under contract or listed with a realtor? How long have you owned the property? If they don't, there are certain things that you can do when you're building your power team. I show you, you don't have to miss out on deals just because they're not a cash deal, right? Let me break this down to you real quick. I think this is important. You don't have to miss out on deals just because it's not a cash deal. If you're out here wholesaling deals, great, perfect. Wholesaling is absolutely fantastic. There's a real business and real money to be made. Understand, though, that that's not real estate investing. That's kickstart. Investing is putting money to work and making money from that over time, or putting efforts to work and making money from that over time. So when you're wholesaling, you're just making, just cash. Just cash. Put it under contract, sell it, get cash. Put another one under contract, sell it, get cash. You're not investing at all. In fact, if you're doing this right, you're not even putting up earnest money. If you're doing the right kind of deals, and we'll talk a lot about that real quick. If you know you've got a good deal, you're going to build in due diligence to your contract. While that due diligence period is taking place, 7 to 14 days, you're marketing that property. If you did a good job on that property, you'll get someone else that says, I want it, and put up their earnest money. If you didn't do a good job on that property, no one is going to take it. Now you go back and you renegotiate your terms or walk away from the deal without ever losing any money. Boom, done. Fast like that. Fast like that. If you're not working in that manner, you're hurting yourself. But I digress. Let me just get back to this here for a second. If you're wholesaling a deal, you're doing a cash deal and you want to do a traditional wholesale deal, that's one thing. Maybe you're speaking to people that want too much for the house, but the house doesn't really need that much work. You can do things creatively. Maybe they're going to owner finance you if they don't own anything, or they're going to do a subject to with you, because that's what's happening today. Interest rates are really, really high. Sub twos are phenomenal. They're phenomenal even when the market is good, depending on the situations that you're working in. Again, it's problems that you focus on, and you get really good at those problems, okay? So even when the market's good, sub two is great. When the market's bad, sub two is the golden platform. This is where you want to be. You want to know this strategy and technique, because you can also wholesale those deals as long as they cash flow, right? So if it's not a traditional cash deal that fits that formula, which is for you as a wholesaler, ARV times 70%, minus the cost of renovations, minus potential profit, leaves you with your maximum allowable offer, right? If you're a fix and flipper, you got more room. You got a little more room. You want to do the best you can do, but you got more room. For instance, the equation would be, if you're a fix and flipper, especially in the market we're in today, you're going to see the ARV. Now they do this in two different ways. Two different ways. Either way, you wind up paying more than the other way. But ARV, at the after repair value, minus the cost to renovate, times 82%. And that's the equation. Some people turn that around. They'll go ARV, and I'll give you the difference really quick here. Let me show you the difference. Let me tell you the difference. Let me see if I can go over here really fast, because I want to show you what this looks like. It's always easier if you see it. It's always easier if you see it. And I'm just connecting my tablet so that I can show you. Okay, let's start that there. Let's get over here. Let's just go down to the bottom of a page. Let me get this shared with you. Let's see here. Okay, boom, great. All right. So let's say we're going to do 3 scenarios here, and I'm going to show you how to do it. ARV times 70% minus reno minus profit, potential profit, equals maximum allowable offer, right? So as a typical wholesaler, here's what you're going to look at. We're just going to make some assumptions here. We're going to, on all 3 of these scenarios, we're going to talk the same scenario. Let's say the property is worth $200,000. That's the ARV, right? 200,000 times 70% is what? 70, 140,000. So that's 140K minus the rental. Let's say the rental on this property was 30,000, right? Minus 30K equals 110K. Let's say you want to make 10. Minus 10K equals $100,000. $100,000. That's your maximum allowable offer in this case. Okay. Now you're not going to start at 100. You're probably going to start at 80, 85, because the more room you build in it, the more money you're going to make when you sell it, right? So that's your standard wholesale ARV equation. Now let's look at one of those fix and flipper situations, right? So the fix and flipper situation is going to say ARV of 200K times 82% minus reno equals maximum allowable offer, right? So let's look at what that is. So 82 and 82 is what? 164. So this winds up being 164,000, which is 82%. Excuse me. 164,000, which is 82% of that. And if the reno was 130, that's $134,000. 134K is the maximum allowable offer in this situation. Now, let's run it the other way. Okay? Let's do it the other way. Which is reno first, then 82%. So we know here that maximum allowable offer is going to be 134. So if we did this, the reno is 30,000, so we have 170K times 82%. It's 139.4. 139.4. Okay. Right? So the difference of about $5,400. But it's profit. Now, this is who you're competing against as a wholesaler. You're competing against flippers, fix and flippers that are willing to pay, whereas you are going to pay at the most 100. Flippers are going to pay at the most 139.4 for that particular property. Big difference. That is a huge, huge difference. So you have to understand your play, because you'll hear people tell you to go find deals like this, but get them $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 under so you can make your money. That's fine. You can absolutely do that, because again, this is your maximum allowable offer. It's not where you start. You start well below that, and you know that you can't go any further than that. You can't go higher than that. That's it. Okay? Your maximum allowable offer is just that. It is a maximum allowable offer. It is just that. Period, point blank. Okay? So, when we are more about the property. Is the property occupied? If yes, you ask this. If no, you say that. Right? You ask that. If you're talking about mobile homes, there's additional questions. They're over here. Just go over there, hit the mobile home thing. It's going to light up and take you right to that particular page. Continue to ask those questions, additional questions, mobile home questions, land, the property is sitting in, how long have you owned it? We built this thing out for you to succeed. It's just but it's going to walk you through the vast majority of the scenarios that you're going to come across. And until you're knowing exactly what you need to do, have this spreadsheet open. Have it open on your computer when you're making calls so you can ask these questions, right? Have it open so you can ask these questions. These are the things that are going to take you to where you need to be. Period, point blank, right? Time frame to sell, right? Motivation. You have all your motivations back here, right? What's the motivation to sell? Opening question. Again, motivation to sell, pain questions, things that you can ask. You seem to have a nice property. You rated it at a 5 out of 5, and it seems to be in great condition. Do you think now is the best time to sell or hear an offer? I mean, you're asking this. You want to hear what the motivation is for people. That's a question that might make you feel as though you're talking yourself out of something, but you need to see what these people's pain points are. This is real. They're selling because they have a problem. You're trying to uncover that problem, and what you do, you can just hone in on it. Hone in on it, because from that moment on, you got them. I mean, you got them. You got them. At least to the point where you're having the conversation. Having the conversation is literally the most important part, because if you're not in the conversation, you're never going to buy the house. Right? That means you're never going to get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get it. So you have to put yourself in that situation to win. Where are we at here? Where are we at here? Okay. So this is what's going to help you be in that situation, in a better situation. If you don't know what you're saying, you haven't built up your methodology yet, you don't know what you're saying to people about any given thing in particular right now because you don't have it. You don't have the tutelage, the training, the direction, whatever the case. I don't know, because it's different for everybody. I encourage you to go ahead and take the challenge, the 30-day wholesale challenge, engage with me, engage with other people inside the community, download this, and know exactly what you're doing. That's where I need help with. So I don't know who said this, but we've got a few people here. That's what I need help with. Whatever you need help with, take the challenge, communicate. I'm doing it live every day. Take the challenge. Let's work out some of the smaller issues so we can get you into these deals. Let me help you. Let me help you for sure. That's what I want to do. Someone says, thank you for the formulas. You're very, very welcome. Those formulas are absolutely necessary. You got to know what you're doing before you do it, right? And I think that's what helps out a great deal, right? Someone says, am I the only one hearing jazz over you speaking? No, you didn't. That's what I was trying to fix. I didn't want it to be loud or anything, or I wanted it to be done and off. So I hope that you're okay now. I hope it's not over. It should be just like in the background somewhere. It shouldn't be over me at all. All right. You just started. Whoever this is, congratulations. Congratulations for doing what so many people don't do, and that's taking action, taking the first step. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about all this other stuff. All this other stuff doesn't matter. There is no real failure. You're learning how to get better, and you work with people that do the thing you're wanting to do to shorten your learning curve, right? So congratulations. Absolutely congratulations. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Somebody said, where can I get the spreadsheet from? So just sign up for it. The spreadsheet is in there. I think it's in day 4 or day 5, but it's there. I mean, again, all you have to do is look in the comments. I put these things in there for you, and you can download them, do whatever it is you want to do with them, but use them. Please, I implore you. I mean, this thing took my team and I don't even know, weeks to put together. I mean, I had the scripts. I knew what I say. We talked about those things. We recorded most of the conversations. There were 3 of us that were working on it. And then my VAs, two VAs and myself, and we recorded everything that I was saying. We recorded telephone calls. We recorded coaching sessions, training sessions. And then we took all that, took all that information and they created this. They're a lot better at this stuff than me. God bless them. God bless them. Jim, hey, Mr. Jim Young, the music is too loud. Can you turn up your microphone? Microphone's all the way up. So I don't know when that one came in. So, okay. Good music. Good. Music just ended. May have been my phone. No, I'm 100% sure that it was me. I have a new soundboard over here, and I'm not 100% clear on how to use it all the time. So my apologies. As I jump from one place to another, those things tend to happen. So please forgive me. I don't know exactly how to control that other than just turning it off. So I hope everything is good. All right. Now, as we're moving forward into the things that we need to do, I felt that it was infinitely important for me to literally sit and have this conversation with you today, because for some, this might seem like a low-level conversation. To me, it's a high-level conversation, because this is the entry point, okay? What you say to these people is going to determine if you get the deal or not, if you have a conversation or not. You can't do any of the great stuff. You can't do any of the fantastic dancing around and manipulating the structure of a deal and, getting the best terms and the best price or the worst price and the best terms. Doesn't matter, right? You can't do any of that unless you do this, unless you know what you're saying. What you're saying starts first. It starts first. So I need to make sure that you're there. I need to make sure that whatever questions you have,